Hi friends, greetings from Finland. We are having very strange weather for beginning of March. It is much warmer than usual and we have no snow. Today we are defying the murky, misty and raw weather and taking a trip into Helsinki city center. We hop on the bus to our closest train station where we meet up with our good friends and their 3 kids. From there we continue by train to the Helsinki Central Station. The journey only takes about 15 minutes, but we go there quite rarely. The Helsinki Central Station is a symbol of Helsinki. It is an important transport hub for train and metro transport in the entire Helsinki capital region. About 200,000 people pass through the station every day, which makes it the most visited building in the entire country. Even on a Saturday like today, people are scurrying about and seem to be in a hurry. The architecture of the building is very impressive. It was chosen as one of the world's most beautiful railway stations by BBC in 2013. But I find it difficult to film while I'm trying to make sure the kids don't get lost in the masses. As we walk out through the main doors, I completely forget to capture the clock tower, which is among the best-known landmarks in Helsinki. At the time of its completion in 1919, it was the tallest tower in Helsinki. Another famous sight are the stone statues on either side of the main entrance, named the lantern bearers. They are often used as publicity stunts and dressed up for different occasions, like sporting events or big concerts. We continue by foot down to the old Senate Square, which is the oldest city block of Helsinki. The most famous building at the Senate Square, and probably the whole country, is the stunning Cathedral of Helsinki. With its distinctive neoclassical architecture, stunning white facade and towering green domes, the cathedral has become a symbol of Helsinki and a must-see destination for visitors from around the world. Across the street from the cathedral, there is Café Engel. It is part of Helsinki's cultural history. We are heading towards the Children's Town, which is an exhibition especially targeted at the youngest citizens. It is located in the oldest stone house in Helsinki, Cederholm's house, built in 1757. The entrance to the Children's Town is always free of charge. Here the kids can learn more about Helsinki's history through own experiences and joint activities. Everything that is on display may also be touched. As you enter, there is a cute playhouse that looks like an old shoemaker's hut. There is leather hanging from the ceiling and some leather working tools on the wall. The boys took the opportunity to immediately jump into a horse-drawn carriage. And here you can steer a ship in 18th century surroundings. Lately Nemo has been really into Pirates of the Caribbean and he loves to play pretend games and gets into character. The Cederholm shop from the 18th century is filled with baked goods, cheeses and dried meats. What a fun environment for all keen little future traders. There is a whole room dedicated for theater, where kids can act on stage or perform a hand puppet show. Nemo is in his element and gives several puppet shows. Bravo! In the room next to the theater, you can play dress up and choose from a variety of costumes. Nemo finds a cape that he really likes and changes into a character from Harry Potter. The children's town has long been a popular place for birthday parties among families with children. You can rent out a couple of the rooms for private parties. We are going to the second floor of the museum. Look at these wonky stairs that has been worn down by an unimaginable amount of feet walking up and down. In the first room to the right, they have an old 1930s elementary school class with old wooden school desks. You can just picture a schoolmaster with a pointer and a stern face. And here I can imagine the teacher playing a psalm for the morning gathering. Here you had an inkwell to dip your quill. Here is another one. This room has a great view over the cathedral. Looks like it is snowing outside. Behind the classroom there is a supply room with many interesting things to look at. Here is a bunch of school aprons that the girl used to wear. Behind the door there is a fascinating skeleton. Looks like class is in session. There are many interesting toys on display. Here is a tiny old sewing machine, and a loom to make your first carpet, and a tiny fridge, and a pair of cross-country skis, and a cute play sleigh. Here are some old skates as well, and a beautiful toolkit. And here we have a vintage melodica instrument. It's a rare red one. Do you remember these? Here kids can play in a big dollhouse. And here are a couple of old ones on display. This one is beautifully made. I don't know if I can film with this light reflecting off the glass. I really like looking at the detail in the teeny tiny furniture. That cabinet on the right is really something. And this is a Swedish designed Lundby dollhouse, like many people in my age group and a bit older had in their childhood. I remember we had one just like this, with very similar pieces of furniture too. It is very 1970s. Whoa, check this out! Mom, I'm home! This is the grandma's house, but in my case it looks more like my childhood home. We had exactly this phone. And I think we had these exact floral drapes, or someone else I know had them. Everything looks so familiar. My parents still have these encyclopedias in their bookshelf. It feels really crazy and nostalgic. I remember this cloth too. I think it was a scarf. And this looks a lot like the table my dad made. And that is definitely my grandmother's lamp. And here are some of my grandmother's clothes. She had something like this in brown. Polyester, the new wrinkle-resisting miracle. And here is the kitchen. Yes, I recognize many of these everyday items from the 1970s and 80s. I prefer the more antique stuff on display here, like this beautiful ink jar. These are 6 Swedish thalers. The wages Cederholm made as a shop assistant in the 1740s. He was born in a modest family but established his own store 1748 and owned later several sawmills, a shipbuilding yard and canvas factory. Accessories such as gloves, shoes and scarves were allowed to be colorful and fancy. Before we go, we have a little snack, as many others, in the party room, where kids can also display their drawings. Sabina has brought some sandwiches. Nemo loves to play at the museum, so I think it has definitely been a successful outing. From here you can see the whole Senate Square. On the left is the government palace, and in the middle is the statue of Alexander II. And to the right, the main building of the University of Helsinki. That is the old university library. I have only once been inside, but I remember it is impressive. Oh, there's a wedding here. Even if you're not a child, I hope you have enjoyed this video and to see a little bit of Helsinki. Have a great week, everyone. Bye bye.